If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you, here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out. Cold-blooded demonstration. So let's get into his charges. Possession of marijuana, 2 ounces, offense class B misdemeanor, penalty up to 180 days in county jail and or fine up to $2,000. Possession of controlled substance, PG2, 1G, 4G, offense 3rd degree felony, controlled substances. In penalty group 2 include hallucinogens, MDMA, ecstasy, and PCP, THC concentrates are also in this group. Penalty 2 to 10 years in state prison and or fine up to $10,000. Possession controlled substance 1/1B, 1G. Offense state jail felony. Penalty group 1 substance included opiates, heroin, methamphetamine, and ketamine. Penalty group 1B includes fentanyl and its derivatives. Penalty 180 days to 2 years in state jail and or fine up to $10,000. Substance and correctional facility. Offense 3rd degree felony. This charge applies to bringing controlled substances or dangerous drugs into a correctional facility or onto its property. Penalty 2 to 10 years in state prison and a fine up to $10,000. Possession, dangerous drug. Offense penalty for possession of a dangerous drug vary. A common scenario is a Class A misdemeanor, but it can be charged more or less severely depending on the substance and other factors. Tamper/fabricate physical evidence with intent to impair. Offense 3rd degree felony. Penalty 2 to 10 years in state prison and or a fine up to $10,000. Enhancement. The charge becomes a 2nd degree felony with a penalty of 2 to 20 years in prison if the evidence is a human corpse. Now, I got to be 100 with y'all. Like, this right here is madness. This right here is this is chaos. Because here it is, we have a brother who has been blessed by the universal creator to be in a position in life to take care of himself, his children, his family members, his friends, to create some generational wealth. And he just squandering it like he don't even care. He just, I don't care. You see, one thing we got to understand is this right here. A lot of the times when we get blessed, we take it for granted. A lot of the times when we get blessed, we start thinking to ourselves that, look, I'm big and bad. Hey, look, this is all me. I did all this. I don't need no help from nobody. King Kong ain't got nothing on me. We get into our mind, especially men. We get into our mind and we start thinking that, man, look, I can do what I want to do. No, you can't. No, you can't. Because one thing we got to understand and realize is this right here. Every living thing is bound by cords to every other living things. What you mean, hood educated? You come on with the parables and stuff like that, man. Talk to us like we 5 so we can get a better understanding. All right, okay, I got y'all. Allow me to elaborate. Anything that we do in this life, we need help. Anything. I don't care what it is. Think about anything that you have done in your life. You needed help from somebody. And being that you needed help, that tells us that, look, we are binded together in some type of way. So when you get into your mind and start thinking that, look, I'm big and bad, I don't need no help, I done did all this, you done lost yourself. And I believe that's what this brother Finesse2tymes is going through. Not to mention the anxiety and the depression and all the chaos in the family and all the pollutants that he putting in his body. Not to mention all that. But he done forget that when he got off that plane, there was some people sitting there waiting to help him. You see? Because when you leave the penitentiary, you leave with nothing. It's almost like you born again. I'm talking about, man, all the stuff that you went, when you go to the penitentiary, you be like, I got all these clothes, I got these cars. You do 5 years, and all that stuff gone. A couple of years, all that stuff been gone. It'd be a blessing for you to keep some of the stuff that you went in with and came out and you still got that stuff. But here it is, this brother right here done got in his mind that, look, he done forgot that he on parole. Not just any parole. This man right here is on federal parole. One of the worst paroles that you can be on. Why? Because listen, when you on federal parole, what they are telling you is this right here. Listen, you done violate the laws of the United States of America. I'm not talking about you done violated the laws of the state of Minnesota. You done violated the laws of the city of Memphis. You done violated the laws of the city of Chicago, St. Louis, Detroit, Washington, D.C. Stuff. No, we talking about federal parole. You done violated the laws of the United States of America. And here it is. You still violating the laws of the United States of America. Look, so according to reports, right, this brother right here done got caught up with all type of drugs, dangerous drugs, grams of weed, trying to hide stuff, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to obstruct justice and all this old type of stuff. Like, this man right here is literally breaking the law while being on federal parole. Look, let me tell y'all something. I done been on parole before. State parole, not even federal, state. Whenever you violate the law, when you on state parole, because I don't know about federal, but I done did some research. But let me tell y'all about state. Whenever you violate the law on state parole and you catch a whole nother case while you on parole, they gonna send you back. This is state. They gonna send you back. Now, if you do something small, they might reconstruct you. Well, you know what? Let me be 100. A lot of the times when you just, catch a case, they will reconstruct you. And what that means right there, they put stricter conditions on you. Okay, then listen, check this out, hood educated. You're already on parole, but now you done caught a domestic case. You know what we're going to do for that? You got to go to domestic counseling. You got to go to domestic assault treatment. You got to go to, drug treatment. You got to stay in the house. We're going to put an ankle monitor on you. You got to stay in the house for 3 months. And then after that, we're going to monitor you. You're going to have a GPS tracking on you. They make it stricter for you. Right? And with this brother here, I gotta be 100. When he caught the case with Suge, I didn't see no restrictions get put on him. None. Because as soon as he got out, he right back online, rolling that good old mountain lion kush, talking about popping pills and smoking in front of the camera, drinking in front of the camera and all this old type of stuff. It's like, hey man, wait a minute. Marijuana is not legal federally. We got to understand the difference. Marijuana is legal in some states, if not all states. I don't keep up with that type of stuff, but I understand that it is legal, right? But not federally legal. The feds still look at marijuana as, look, man, this right here is a A1 drug right here. We ain't going. That's why the guys that got all these what they call them, dispensaries and stuff like that, they can't put their money in federal banks. They can't even put the money that they made from selling drugs in the state in a federal bank. They got to put their money somewhere else because it's illegal federally. And he all on there blowing that good old Mountain Lion Kush, talking about popping pills and stuff like that, drinking that old wine and liquor, whatever he drinking. And he ain't been violated. Look, I'm going to tell y'all like this here. In the hood, when we see stuff like that, our antennas go up. Our hood senses get the tingling, and we wait a minute, hold on, man. Now I got violated for that. How come you ain't getting violated for that? Come on now. I mean, we gonna be 100 with this thing because that is abnormal behavior for a federal parole. Look, I know people in state parole. A brother got shot. He got shot. And they violated his parole for getting shot. Why? Because you ain't supposed to be around nothing violent. You ain't supposed to be around nothing breaking the law. That man got shot and survived the shooting. And as soon as they let him out that hospital, they sent him to the county jail. They had a hearing and sent him back to the penitentiary. So, in this case with Finesse2tymes, this what possibly could happen. Because in every time you violate, whether it's state or federal, when you violate your parole, they gotta have a hearing. And your parole officer at this hearing goes in front, I guess in the feds, they go back in front of the judge though. You see, it don't work like that in the state, but in the feds, they got to go back in front of the judge. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. They got to go back in front of the judge. And when they go back in front of the judge, here it is, your parole officer is saying, hey man, check it out. This dude right here done violated certain U.S. code 295213. And we told him he couldn't do that. And I want to send him back to serve the remainder of his sentence. Or I want to send them back, just to do a couple of months, 5 months, 10 months, or whatever. But the cold-blooded part about that, though, even if your parole officer send you back, you still got that other charge. Yeah, you still got that. And they are not finna run that other charge concurrent with the charge that you already been sentenced for. So you're looking at time on top of time. That's going to be consecutive time. You see? And I got to be 100 with y'all. As much as I don't care about people going to jail for minor stuff, but if Finesse2tymes don't go to jail for this right here, look, that's going to make me say, If his parole don't get violated for something like this, I'm going to be like, hey man, hold on. This don't look right. This right here just not, look. I gotta be 100, y'all. Hood guys, come on, y'all get in the comments and tell people how strange this right here would be if this man right here get caught up with all these drugs a second time and he don't get violated on federal parole. Listen, when you on parole, y'all, for those of y'all who don't know, you are not even supposed to be around illegal substances. You're not supposed to be, even if just being around this type of stuff. For an example, let's just say I'm on parole. I'm riding with my partner. We get pulled over. They find an ounce of cocaine in my partner's car. And my partner say, hey man, you know what? That's mine, bro. That's mine. Listen, my parole officer gonna be like, I don't care if it was his. You shouldn't have been around him. You shouldn't have been around them drugs. And you was. So I'm violating you. Because before you leave penitentiary, state or federal, they give you a list of conditions. And they let you know, hey, look, you can't be around guns. You can't even be around bullets. You can't be around dangerous weapons. You can't be around felons. You can't be around drugs. You can't be around alcohol. You can't be around gangs. Like, they lay all this stuff out for you. Then they make you sign and date it. It's a contract. So whenever you go outside those guidelines, you done violated the contract. They got all the rights in the world now to send your ass back to the penitentiary, state or federal. So I gotta be real with y'all. If this brother right here don't go to the federal pen, I'm talking about for this stuff right here, I gotta question that. Hey man, what's going on? How are you able to get out? How are you able to do things that other federal inmates can't do? They getting violated for the stuff that you doing. I gotta, come on, man. Like, bro, we gotta keep it real. We gotta be 100 with this thing. If this brother don't get violated, and I'm not speaking as if I want him to go to jail, but he done went outside the guidelines, y'all. This is regular protocol. You see? And if he don't, that's gonna, it don't work like that. That's why I would have to question it. It don't work like that. It only work like that for certain people. Y'all get in the comments and tell these people what kind of people that work for. Go on. Now, don't be shy. No, get in the comments and let these peoples know, hey, look, check this out. This only work for these type of peoples. You see? I'm not one of those type of people. So when I go and I violate, I'm going back to the joint. The people that violate and don't go back to the joint, what kind of people are those? Y'all don't like when I keep it real. And I know it's going to be a lot of Lord brothers, you know what I'm saying, because of my historical background. It's probably going to, have a bad taste in their mouth about me demonstrating like this. But listen, man, let me tell you something, man. I'm not about blind leading the blind. I'm not about that right there. I'm about being truthful. Yeah, that second principle. I'm about that right there. You see? And if you would be about that right there, then you would say, okay, you know what, hood educated standing on principles, bro. Like, this is questionable. This is questionable. And look, maybe he need to sit down for a minute. The boy losing it. The brothers that he's surrounding himself with seem they can't control him. They seem that they can't give him some type of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding so that he can sit his ass down. Because we got to understand something, y'all. Here it is, man. All this man right here got to do is rap, do shows, collect the money. Rap on other people's songs, do shows, collect the money. Wear other people's clothes, collect the money. Interviews, collect the money. This man right here is a walking $1 million. Walking. And he's squandering it all away. Right before our eyes, we seeing it. He has a drug problem. Alright, what y'all want me to do? Y'all want me to start lying? Y'all want me to look at this man right here and say that he ain't got a problem? That he ain't got a substance abuse problem? Y'all want me to ignore that so that he can continue on to go down the hill and end up killing himself? Or look, end up in a situation that he's in now? Come on. You gotta be real with your partners, man. Listen, let me tell y'all something. If you got a friend, somebody that you so-called love, you understand? Somebody that you care for, and you see him doing this right here, what Finesse2tymes is doing, or you see him drinking way too much, you see him, medicating himself, trying to get away from his problems or her problems, as a friend, you have an obligation to try to correct that. You have an obligation to say, hey man, you need to change, bruh. Like, do you understand what you're doing? Let me show you. Man, listen, man, we used to do this, man. This is how we used to get money, man. You blowing everything. You blowing it, bruh. And for his record label, Rap a Lot. Come on. This how y'all letting y'all investment go down the drain? Y'all invested money in this man. Y'all gonna let this man right here go down the drain like that? I mean, this how y'all do y'all investments? By y'all having this man under contract, y'all can step in and hey, look, check this out, bro. Listen, you got to go do some rehab, man. You tripping, bro. You messing up the bag. You don't understand the bigger picture, man. You done got caught up in these drugs and these women and all what people are talking about you and stuff like that. You self-destructing. You got to go do some treatment. You got to go get some get right. You losing it. You see? They got the power and authority to do that. Why? Because he up under their contract. Listen, man, we finna cut you off. We finna cut all your music. You ain't gonna be able to make no music. You can't sell no music. Can't nobody record for you or nothing until you get yourself together. And if you don't want to get yourself together, then we cutting you. We gonna cut you off. Period. No, don't call my phone. Don't come to the ranch. Don't do none of that. Jay Prince, what did you do? Jay Prince Jr., this is y'all investment, bro. Stand on business. Stand on business. Because if you don't, you see where he going. Y'all see where he headed. And the cold-blooded part about all of it is that Honeycomb Brazy just made it home. And now, Finesse2tymes look like he about to go back in. Cold-blooded demonstration. Now, I don't know how much time that he's looking at, but at the same time, I know that, down there in Texas, they are real strict, and Texas ain't got no problem with locking you up. And this is his second time catching a drug case. The first time it was with him and Suge, and now, he catching another drug case. I expect him to go to the penitentiary. I got to be 100 with you. And anybody that's from the hood that know about probation and parole and stuff like that, come on, when you do this type of stuff, we got to expect you to go back to the penitentiary. And like I said before, I think it might be a good thing for him because sometimes after doing time, you get out and you get caught up in, in everything and you get lost in that. Sometimes you got to go sit down again and say, okay, wait a minute, hold on. All right. I almost tricked it off that time right there, but now I got some reprieve. Now I can get out and I can come back and stuff like that. They ain't bury me or nothing like that. I do got some get back. I can get out and get back on my grind. Okay, all right, cool. I sit down for a couple of years, a couple of months or whatever. I come back rejuvenated. I believe that's what he need. I believe he need a restart. I believe he need a reset because he just tearing everything up. I can't blame Moneybagg Yo for not messing with him. Who wants to mess with a drug addict? Moneybagg Yo run into the millions, multi-millionaire. Gotti run into the millions, multi-millionaire. Other artists out of Memphis run into the millions, multi-millionaires. Who wants to be around a drug addict, man? Nobody don't want to be around that. And not only just a drug addict, but somebody that's problematic. That could actually get people killed, get people shot, cause people to, to kill people. Don't nobody want to be around that, man. People want to live, get money, have babies, and get old, man. All that, I'll kill you, I'll shoot you, I'll stand on gang. That is young boy stuff. That's kids. I'm not talking about NBA young boy. I'm talking about just young kid stuff. The boys that ain't got it all up here, them crack babies. You see? And so he's still on that type of time, it seemed like he's still trying to prove himself. And he ain't got to prove nothing to nobody but himself. This is Hood Educated, not Lane Related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Peace and love.